Hello friends, welcome to Mac Vidya. Today we'll try to understand the basics of machining process. So if we look at the umbrella of manufacturing process, there are a number of techniques available. Starting from the metal casting, which is also known as the primary shaping process, we have this joining process, that is the welding, where we join two metals to get our desired product. Then comes the deformation techniques like the forging, extrusion, rolling, where we shape metals using the principles of plastic deformation. After that comes machining, which falls under the group of secondary manufacturing process. Now, machining is an art. It is an art of shaping metal parts by the removal of material. Excess amount of material will be removed with the help of a cutting tool in the form of chips. Now, there are fundamentally three most important elements of machining. The first one is the workpiece. The second one is the cutting tool. With the help, this cutting tool is nothing but the tool with which we will remove our materials. And then the machine tools. Machine tools is a machine that will support both the tool and the workpiece. It can be drilling machine, boring machine, lathe machine, or anything. Now, this as I told earlier, machining is a secondary process. Why it is called a secondary process? Let us try to understand. Let us suppose we have a metallic block like this. It can be of any metal, and our aim here is to create 30 gears for any commercial purpose out of this block. Now we cannot do this directly by machining because it will be a very time consuming job, as well as a very difficult job to do. Instead, one more easier way is to melt this entire block in a furnace, and with the help of casting technique, we can create from this molten metal we can create a basic shape of the gears, 30 gears, and then from the foundry shop we can take these gears to the machine shop for further processing, like to improve the surface finish or to maintain a strict dimensional accuracy. So in this way, the machining process is a secondary process where the raw materials or the workpiece comes from a previous workstation, previous manufacturing shop. Now let us try to understand in how many different ways we can remove material from a workpiece. The first one is the cutting using single point cutting tool and the multi-point cutting tools. Single point cutting tools have single cutting edges, and these are seen in lathe machines while doing the turning operations. Whereas the multi-point cutting tools, as the name implies, they have multiple cutting edges, and these kind of tools are generally used for drilling or milling operations. Then comes the abrasive machining process. For example, the grinding process. If you have ever seen a grinding process, you might have seen that in a grinding wheel some small abrasive particles are attached, and the wheel rotates at a very high speed. And when the workpiece comes in contact with the rotating grinding wheel, some small amount of material gets removed. And finally, we have the advanced machining process like electrodischarge machining, abrasive jet machining, water jet machining, and so on. Let us now try to look at the advantages and disadvantages of this technique. The first advantage is the closer dimensional tolerance can be achieved using this technique. The second important point is that we can create different types of external as well as internal geometric features on the workpiece, like these screw threads and so on. And the third point, which is a very important point, a very good surface finish can be imparted on the products using different machining techniques. Now coming on to disadvantages, in machining, the most important disadvantage is the material wastage. There can be no machining technique without material wastage. The second point is the high energy consumption as well as time consumption, and this is applicable in cases where we try to go for bulk removal of materials. So this was all for today. Thank you for joining. In case of any doubts, please feel free to ask in the comment box, and for more videos please subscribe to Make Vidya.